We are all connected through shared experiences, and while our circumstances may vary, there is almost always a common thread in our stories. I am Amy Seaman, and these are the stories that connect us.
Oh, hi, friends. Welcome to another episode of A Common Thread podcast. I'm your host, Amy Seaman, and today I have with me the one and only Sal.
I'm nervous and happy to be here.
I'm so thankful that you decided to do this. He just sat down and he goes, so what are we talking about today?
What are we covering today?
If you know me, you know I love to wing it, like in life in general. But Sal is an incredibly talented makeup artist. He's actually one of the funniest humans I've ever met, and I feel so lucky to call you a friend.
I'm reeling it in today.
No, let it out. No, we need some giggles. We need some giggles on this podcast. Sometimes, like, the conversations get really deep and serious, and there's tears, and I love that. But I'm also, like, after a few episodes of that in a row, sometimes I'm like, we need some giggles.
Let's pep it up.
Let's just giggle a little.
Yeah, I love it.
I met Sal, probably 15 years ago.
Oh, this is so aging. Yes.
You were working at the NARS counter at Macy's, Minneapolis. I was in my corporate dead-end job in downtown, and I used to wander the skyways over my lunch hour, and I just found you at NARS. I sat in your chair, and I remember being like, just had a meeting, like a morning of meetings that were so depleting, and it's like these could have been emails, and it's like a room full of white men who didn't want your opinions. And I just remember sitting down and be like, give me life. Like, I felt so dead inside and outside.
Perk me up.
And you introduced me to bronzer.
Love. Riddled.
Yep.
Riddled.
You taught me how to fill in my eyebrows, which game changer.
And little did we know it would be the trend of decades to come. That's not going away.
If I don't have any other makeup on and I'm leaving the house, I have to fill in my brows now. Like, I can't. Also, because I had microblading and it's wearing off, so it's like it just looks a little gray and odd without it. But it framed up my face in a way that I was like, holy cow! And I remember at first kind of being like, this feels like a lot, but then once you get used to it,
what are the Groucho Marx?
Yeah. Now I put Latisse on it. I'm like, give me the bushy brow.
I tell everyone. It's like wearing a red lip for the first time. You know, you're going to feel clownish. It's so much.
Yeah.
But, digest it, enjoy it, and then it's a trend you don't give up.
Yeah. And the bright lip, too. I always say the same thing when I'm talking to women, and I'm like, sometimes your outfit just needs like a good lip. And if it feels uncomfortable, wear it around the house for a day. Like, even if you're not leaving, just wear it around the house. Then wear it to the grocery store. Like, just start to wear it out in public and see how it feels.
Get a couple glares at the Whole Foods, why don't you?
Yes.
It's the laziest way of jazzing up your makeup.
For sure.
Is throwing on a bright pop of color.
Yeah.
You don't have to do anything else.
Yeah.
Just a little lip. I'm surprised you don't have a bold lip on today.
I know. I am too, and I'm going to probably watch this video and regret it because it has become my signature. I usually am always in a bright lip. Even some of the girls at dance where Carter dances, their moms will tell me, they're like, so-and-so is always like, I just love how Amy always has a bright lip on. Like, I wear it to dance competitions all the time. I'm so used to wearing a bright lip. But you always rock the nude so well that today I felt like I was channeling you a little bit of like, maybe I just need something glossy.
I'm also in my superly defined lip liner era.
I was actually observing that.
Because, it may look a little garish on this, but we'll see it later. Because I'm afraid of needles. So it beats the alternative of juicing up your lips.
Yeah.
Nothing negative about that, but I just don't like needles.
Yeah.
Which is a blessing and a curse because I could look like Joan Rivers by now.
Okay, but I don't love when a lip is over, when you can tell that they've had a lot of filler in.
Yeah.
And again,
it could be aging.
Listen, I'm not judging. Everybody do what you feel
also,
you need to
Solo.
do. Yes. Oh yeah. There's Prosecco in our cups, in our solo cups, and I was like, hey Nick, I'm like, can we get a fancy glass? And then Sal's like, I love the solo cup.
I love a solo cup. It's the little Kim Solsiak beer man.
Yeah, let's try it. This is the extent of our class. We're in our blazers on top and our shorts
wearing our basketball shorts.
Yeah.
Length what?
I know. It probably looks like you're not wearing pants.
Oh snap, I am. And highly glossy sticks.
You're just showing off those stems. We gotta get you a man.
I already have one.
Okay.
Shattering.
Is this like a hard launch? Can we talk about this?
Yes. We're 7 months in. I used to joke incessantly to anyone that had a pulse, you know this, how I couldn't even catch COVID, much less a man. And now I have a man.
Sal, I
He
love
is
this for
super
you.
smart. Here's a conundrum. significantly younger than me, so it makes me feel so alarmed. But
in what way?
I don't know. I've never been the elder statesman per se in a relationship. It's and in the gay world per se the daddy, if you would, because I'm significantly older. A decade is a handsome amount of numbers.
Oh, he's a decade younger.
Yeah, but he has a receding hairline and a bald spot, and I love it.
Chris has a bald spot too.
Oh, I love those.
Speaking of Carter, Carter the other day was describing someone that this acro coach that he works with, he was describing me. He's like, yeah, he just looks different than I remember from the photos. And she was like, well, how so? And he goes, well, he's got some hair, but then there's like a hole on top. That's how he described the bald spot, a hole on top. It's like your father.
I love.
It looks like in our wedding pictures, there's a photo.
Has he had a bald spot there for a long time?
Yes. When I first met Chris, he wore a hat always. Like, he always has a hat on, even when he's, like, home. He always has a hat on. I didn't see his actual hair until I introduced him to my parents, and I was like, oh, my God. It was a mess. It was really frizzy. Yes. No, it was, like, frizzy, like, almost like a bowl cut. It was horrible. My sister-in-law was a hairstylist at the time, and I, like, text her after. I'm like, you got to get your hands on Chris's hair, because I didn't realize this is what it actually looks like.
I find bald men attractive, always.
He's got a beautiful face, so, like, I don't care what's happening with his hair. Yes.
Great smile.
Beautiful face. But on our wedding photo, there was a picture where the photographer was up in the balcony shooting down, and it looks like he's wearing a yarmulke. Like a white one, you know what I mean?
Right.
Anyway, okay, back to your man.
Pure, honey, pure. Yeah, he's a research biologist by trade. Super, super smart.
As are you. My husband always says that about you. Like, Chris really loves you. And
I adore him. I miss bumping into him.
What do you call him? Daddy Seaman?
Papa Seaman.
Papa Seaman. My Instagram name used to be Mama Seaman.
Which I miss. I miss dearly.
I know.
I would valiantly shout from any location, aerial, first floor, the mama.
Mama Seaman. Oh, you still, and I love it. It makes me smile so much. But yeah, Papa Seaman. But he always says, he's like, the more he spends time with you, whenever we're out, he's like, Sal's so interesting. He's like, he's really smart. He's a smart businessman. He's intelligent. And he's just really interesting. I'm like, I agree.
Oh, I love that. Well, my man's in academia, so that makes us a little different. I love that he's so polar opposite of me in the best of ways. Yeah. And at times, also, the worst of ways. Example, the first time he ever stayed over, my bathroom's a little intimidating, as I'm sure you can imagine. Yeah. It's an entire Sephora shop on the wall, right? And he steps out of the shower, and I purposely bought a Salt and Stone shower gel. Have you heard of them?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I use their deodorant.
Exquisite. Mm-hmm. Oh, the shower gels are the best. Okay. So I bought that for him because it just resembled masculinity. Nothing like vetiver and a little bergamot to, send you well on your way. And he steps out, and I said, how was the shower gel? And he looks at me super blankly and goes, I didn't use a shower gel. And I was like, well, what'd you shower with? Yeah. The suds from my shampoo.
Okay, that is Chris.
That's a dude.
No, that is Chris. Like, I'll watch him come in from a run. He's a sweater when he's, like, he is dripping. You could wring out a shirt. He gets in the shower, and he's out in, like, 2 seconds. So I'm like, you did not even have time. I didn't even see you pump any soap into your hand.
I did not hear that pump.
He goes, I just rinsed off. I'm like, ew.
Yeah. You better believe that the next time
Get back in there.
I got up there on the top of the curtain, and I guided step by step, including body exfoliation. Oh. Not to say that he does it all the time. Yeah. But now it is so funny to see someone that dresses. He dresses quite seasoned. Very much so like your mall uncle, including the Brooks sneaks. I'm sure he's gonna die when he sees those. But it's terrible. I almost wanted to say mall predatory uncle. But it's just wild to see this man speak about Sicily exfoliating cleanser, or how he loves this Orlan plumping moisturizer now.
So you got him into all this.
Oh my God, yeah, and he's enamored. He's enamored. Yeah. I pack him little to-go sacks for his trips. Oh, cute. Of skincare, shampoo, and body care. He's enamored. He's telling everyone that's willing to lend him an ear about.
Okay. See, ladies, you can change your man.
You can. He will chat you up about dementia, and Sisley skincare products. Maybe at the same time.
Is Sisley one of your favorites?
I love Sisley.
I haven't used them.
I love Sisley. We're going to get you on that train.
Okay. I love that.
It's exquisite. It's one of those things
What's your favorite product by them?
Ooh, toughie. I would say Velvet Sleeping Mask.
Oh.
You know, as a seasoned individual, waking up no longer with Folgers in your cup is important. We're out here looking for plump. Honey, plump. Less crinkles.
Yes.
I don't want the signs of sheets on my face.
Mm-hmm. I need to get in. So I ran out of like all of my skincare at once, which is just the worst. Because then
shocking for you.
I know. But then I just like, whenever I go to think about buying new, I'm like, do I want to stick with it? Do I want something else? And like, do I need all of it at once? And then I get decision paralysis and I choose to do nothing. So I am running on like CeraVe lotion and that's about it.
We'll get you some stuff.
But I'm also, because, you know, we've been talking, you walked in, we haven't seen each other since I think it was around Christmas time. Right. I think it was like a holiday party here at Profesci. They did like a makeup event with Dior.
Yeah.
And we were here, and that was before I got on the tirzepatides and whatever. You walked in, and you were like, holy.
Tiny. I was jealous. I forgot to wear a girdle. Yeah.
But you know how they call
gorgeous.
Thank you. You know how they call it like Ozempic face? Like that's one thing I worry about is like, am I losing anything in my face yet?
No, you look great.
Okay.
You
would tell me.
Fabulous. I would be the first
one time I had a bad haircut. And listen, the back of my hair is none of my business. Like I truly am like, whatever. Half the time I forget to even look and check and see what's going on back there. And I just got it chopped like a blunt. It's about the same length it is now.
Yeah. But
it wasn't kind of cut quite as nice. And so we had this event for the MSP Mag editorial shoot that David and I did together. And we were doing like a launch party for it. Because you did the makeup for it, remember?
Oh, right. At JD Hoyt's.
At JD Hoyt's. So we all met at JD Hoyt's to like look at the magazine together. And that was the first day I'd washed it and tried to style it on my own since the cut. And I have very thick hair and it was not laying. It was a mess. I was running late and I just like went. And you were like,
I'm so afraid of what you're going to say.
You were like, da mama, what is happening with the back of this hair, honey?
Who cut it with a piece of glass?
And you went on and on. And the more drinks we had, the more we kept going back to it. And I'm like, you were the only one that could say that to me, and I'm not offended by it at all. I was just like, thank you for your honesty. I think I was actually, I remember going into the bathroom and trying to take a selfie of the back of it to send to my hairstylist to be like, I think it's a little lopsided. I'm getting roasted. Can I come back in for another like trim?
I'm screaming. I think also living in middle America, you don't get that kind of honesty.
Yes.
Right? So people would love to see you with everything a wreck and then just glare at it, maybe talk about it, but never say, hey, like, fix it.
Yeah. No, I loved it. I appreciate it. Like, I'm the one that will tell you if you have something in your nose or in your teeth or whatever. Yeah. Like, I
like that.
We just can't be letting people walk around like that. So if it's bad in the back, you gotta tell me. I appreciated it.
Although the back is none of your business.
Yeah. But apparently it was yours. So if I'm hanging out with you, you don't want to be walking around with that.
Don't walk in front of me.
No. You can walk beside or in back, but not in front. Oh my God. Okay, so where did you grow up? You said you feel like here we don't tell you.
I always say this, and it doesn't stand more true than ever now because I've lived here for so long. I am a Californian by heart. Like, that's where I'll always be from. But I've lived here so long in my formative adult years, my business years, how I discovered both my strengths and also at the same time my weaknesses growing up in a career here is what made me also love the idea of living in, per se, a smaller pond. So yeah, I'm a Californian, but I would say...
What brought you to Minnesota?
Work. I worked at the time for a company called Laura Mercier. And I wanted to go to New York. I really didn't want to go to LA. I felt LA was the enemy, per se. I'm from Northern California. And my options were either Nashville or Minneapolis. And, I'm gay and brown, so I came to Minneapolis. And I'm still here. I love it. Yeah. As Amy mentioned, I was a counter gal for a dozen years. And those dozen years allowed me to meet incredible people that I am still close with from all walks of life. That truly have helped me pave my career in a sense where now I'm independent. I miss the structure of, I think you and I have even talked about this, missing the benefits per se, health insurance of a corporate gig. But also you cannot beat the freedom, the stability, and the joy that you get working for yourself.
It does get lonely sometimes. Like I can get. Well, you
See,
have.
I have
Pearl.
the joy of Pearl.
Yes.
Who will laugh at a funeral. I mean, God, Pearl just laughs for free, honey.
If you don't follow Sal, he is at Whitney Houston on
Whitney Houston.
And it's Adventures of You and Pearl. And Pearl is not even her real name, by the way, which I thought it was until maybe 2 years ago.
That happens really commonly. Yeah. This might be a little inappropriate, but here we go. Solo cup. When I met Pearl was the ops. She worked at a company called Prescriptives. Do you remember that from our youth? No. You would go to the counter, custom make you your foundation right then and there, full garb of science. And she worked there, and I met her, and I thought, wow, like she came over to NARS, and NARS was the caviar of all the department stores. There, very few stores carried NARS. It truly was a Barney's brand.
Yeah.
Met her there, and I found out that her legal name was Thong Seme. So if my name, which is what I said to her, and I say this to her all the time, started with the word thong, I would not want to be called anything else.
Right.
And if you had a Pearl in front of it, we're a Pearl Thong. So there's Pearl.
There's Pearl.
That's my girl Pearl.
I've never heard the story of how that came to be. Now, if her last name was Seaman, Pearl Seaman.
That's a Hollywood name, honey. You can't make that up.
Maybe I should name my next dog. Maybe I'll name her Thong.
Thong Seaman.
Thong Seaman.
The best, fab. Yeah, so I have Pearl. That really helps. And at times we've had a third, we've had a fourth. The market's super saturated with makeup artists currently, so we're not maybe as busy as we once were, but also now we have the luxury of picking and choosing what we do. We've put in the grind and the groundwork. We've been at this now combined, 40 years, honey. I've been in it for 20, and so has she. So we have that luxury now, and I think at the end of the day, people understand quality. And also, makeup isn't just let me slap some lipstick on your face. It truly is just helping you build that confidence to feel how good you look. A lot of the times, like we covered earlier, you can get your whole makeup done and you feel overwhelmed. You think it's too much makeup. I can't wear this, or I've never looked like this. It doesn't look like me. And we help you get to that point where you leave with your shoulders up, your chest forward, and just looking to face the world as to how hot is how hot I can look.
It's summer, which means I've basically become a full-time chauffeur, driving the kids to camps, practices, their weekly Starbucks runs, and hangouts with friends. At this point, I practically live in my car. Thankfully, my Lincoln Aviator makes it all a little more enjoyable. The massage chairs are working overtime to keep my back in check on the long days, and on those hot days, the Lincoln app lets me start the car remotely so the AC is blasting when we get in. Let's also mention the cooling seats, which are a lifesaver so I don't burn my legs on the black leather. Honestly, though, the best part was buying from Apple Autos. The process was easy, stress-free, and fair from the trade-in to the final paperwork. They're a family-owned business that gives back in big ways, from building homes with Habitat for Humanity to funding scholarships for students headed to trade schools and universities. You can follow them on Instagram at AppleAutosMN to see all the ways they support the community. And if you're shopping for a new vehicle, visit one of their 7 Twin Cities locations and tell them A Common Thread sent you. I started hormone replacement therapy in February, and in just a few short months, I finally feel like myself again. My team at Harmony Wellness has truly changed my life. When I first went in, I had a laundry list of symptoms and felt completely defeated after years of searching for answers with no real solutions. But Andrea and Ivy saw me, like really saw me, and their entire practice is dedicated to helping women optimize their health. They're constantly learning, staying ahead of the latest research, and I swear I have them on speed dial with all my questions. I've never once felt rushed or like a burden. They treat me like a partner in my care, not just another appointment. If you've been feeling stuck, I can't recommend Harmony Wellness enough. Book a free consultation and tell them A Common Thread sent you. You don't have to suffer in silence. They're here to help you feel whole again. If you've been to an event in Minneapolis recently, chances are your photo was taken by Profeshi. They've become the go-to photography studio in town. Whether it's headshots at their North Loop studio or capturing a night out with friends at a local event, they always deliver the best shots with the brightest, most memorable backdrops. And let's talk about their turnaround time. You'll get a link to the full event gallery within a few days, and if you book a personal session, you'll actually choose your favorite images to purchase before you even leave the studio. After working with photographers Nick and Taya so many times, they've truly become friends. They have a way of making you feel totally at ease, even if you're not used to being the star of your own show. If you've been putting off updating your headshots, let this be your sign to do it. And if you're stressing about what to wear, I've got you. I'm available as an add-on to your session. Planning your next event? Also think of Profeshi. Head to profeshi.com to book your shoot today and tell them a common thread sent you.
It's very transformational. And sometimes it can still be that way in a very subtle way too, like
Absolutely.
with the contouring, with the way that you highlight the cheekbones or bring out the eyes. Like it doesn't always have to be super bold to really look so elevated and different. Can you tell by body language if someone is hating their makeup while you're doing it?
I would say yes, for sure. You totally can. I'll tell you what I see the most is people that will say you're a little bit out of our price range. I'm going to go somewhere else. And then the phone call that says, I'm in a panic, big mistake. Yeah. I do not like this.
Is this brides mostly that do that?
Mostly brides and even everyday clients. We've met some of our weekly clients or even bi-weekly clients that we see regularly almost in that frame. Like I had my makeup done and also it's scarring. I've had my makeup done before and it wasn't great, so I'm good. I'm not going to do my makeup. Or
sure, they're like they think it's going to always be that way with anybody.
It's always going to be a hack job. And like you said, it doesn't have to be full tilt glam.
Yeah.
You don't always need to look like a Kardashian.
Yeah.
It could be subtle. It could be a little this and a little that. Earlier you asked me of how has makeup changed in general, right? And even for me, while I was doing my glam today, I was thinking, Lord, I saw a photo of me from 20 years ago, I think 15 to be exact. And my blush was like down here, in the Carolinas, honey. But now, in lieu of gravity, we had to bring it up to Maine.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, and I'm looking at it.
I
mean, the way that the light is coming in right now, it's stunning. You are glowing. But it's coming up past your eyes here. And I'm looking at you going...
That's where placement has to be. Gravity's taking a toll.
Is mine placed?
Yeah,
Does it need to come up
great
higher?
placement. I would say blush higher, but the bronzer, you wearing bronzer right now? Pretty gorgeous.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that for me, I feel like I do the same thing over. When you said like you look at a photo of you 15 years ago, I feel like I'm doing my makeup the same as I have forever.
And you're not alone.
Because I don't know how to do it differently.
You're not alone. We also do. I am seeing a lot of people that are coming in from stylists such as you and the other few out there who send people in for makeup because now it's a full circle of if your glam change, your wardrobe is changing, evolving. Why isn't your makeup
and your hair?
Totally. Totally.
And your frames. Like if you wear glasses all the time, like your frames, sometimes like that's a conversation. I do get asked a lot about makeup, like what I'm doing there. They'll say like what, and I'm good at color matching in terms of like a lip color. Like I'll be like, oh my gosh, kind of a corally orange would be amazing with this. Like that I can see. And it takes some time, some convincing to get used to it. But in terms of like how to do their makeup, I'm like, go see Sal. And anytime I say your name, I mean, everyone's like, oh my God, I love Sal from NAR. They know you from NAR.
I did a bride this last weekend who said, I met you at my first prom.
Oh my gosh.
And now she was full circle. She was now getting married. And she said, I knew really that the day that I got engaged, I needed to get a hold of you.
Oh my God, that's
really sweet. I didn't remember her. I mean, seasoned. But that in itself, how kind and how sweet, right? That you leave such a memorable impression on someone that on their biggest day, which in high school, prom is your biggest day. And
I did my own
wedding.
Makeup with like drugstore makeup. Like I didn't even
so
get into,
changed.
Yeah, I also grew up in a very small town in Indiana, so like no one was going to any makeup counter.
Oh, I looked quite ghostly, drenched in an entire compact of Estee Lauder lucidity. The gray cast was real.
You are so memorable though, because when I would sit at the counter in your chair after a tough morning, I would leave not only like looking refreshed in my face, but like inside, like in my soul.
Aww.
I always leave time with you just like feeling so refreshed.
I think you have to. I think that's a part of beauty.
Yeah.
You know, I my formative years working in the beauty industry with NARS were done with some of the best people, including Francois NARS himself. And that's his approach. The approach of makeup is it's all well-rounded. You know, you encourage the person to feel their absolute best and bringing out their absolute best with the power of makeup. I always say it isn't about the colors, it's about the placement. And if you teach someone that, you leave that memorable stamp on them of like, oh yeah, this, and it's palpable. You see it. Makeup is instant gratification.
Yeah. I remember I would sit and I would hold the mirror up and I go, show me how you're doing it. Because, you know, like I need to be able to see it being done. One thing that I'm glad that I have stepped away from is lash extensions.
Yeah.
I'm looking at your lashes though. Are those real?
These are my lashes. I am using Revitalash.
Okay, that was going to be a question that I had for you today because I'm out of lash serum and
Which one were you using?
I was using one that I got at the place where I was getting my extensions done. They had one there. It didn't have a name on the bottle after I threw the box away, and I can't remember, but it was very gentle, and I felt like it wasn't.
I need gentle.
But the Latisse is kind of I did get some Mexico Latisse when I went to Mexico with my parents this February. Yes. They have signs everywhere. Ozempic, Latisse. Oh yeah, you can just pop into like a little store on the side of the road and get these things. And so I was like, I'll try anything once.
Did it work?
I think it did, but they gave me the generic version of the Latisse, so it was like $30. My mom's like, get two, and I'm like, okay, got two. I think it helped a little bit, but I didn't use it consistently because then I got nervous. Like, is this going to change the color of my eye? Because
well, I don't think that would happen. They have to say that legally. But what does happen, and I've encountered this more than anything, is the staining of the eye, the brown pigment that looks like someone in Parkinson's put your eyeliner on, just all botched. Pearl and I tried Grande Lash, which is quite common. Yeah. And that made us look like extras in Walking Dead. Concealer would not help it. And Revitalash has been so easy, so gentle.
Okay. And it's not as expensive as Latisse.
Well, they're all the same price point, I want to say, like $150 or $200. Yeah.
I think Latisse is like $270 or something last time I looked.
Wow.
Yeah.
Inflation, honey.
I know. Tariffs. Okay, well, that's what I'm going to go get then.
Well,
because I have hooded eyes. I mean, I'm trying to get insurance to approve to get these snipped. But
sign us up for a BOGO, honey.
I know. It's like when putting on eyeshadow, sometimes I feel like I'm putting it on an elephant. Like, it's just so much skin and it just moves back and forth with the brush, So I really want to get that done because I do have smaller eyes and I want to open them more. I got the new nose. This is the year of the face. I got the new nose. Now I want to get the eyes to match. But when I had longer lashes, it does help open my eyes. The problem became I don't like to sit in the chair for that long to get them done. I would get so anxious that my eyes would just like flutter so much that it was really hard for them. She's like, hold still. I'm like, I can't.
And what about that hard cliff once they come off?
Yeah.
And you're like, whoa, I have no eyelashes.
Oh, I looked like a mole. Like a mole rat. That's
what
I look like. Because then the thing too is I wanted to look kind of natural.
Yeah.
But then they don't stay as long. And I didn't like to have little gaps, where they were falling out. So I was going every 2 weeks. I'm like, this is getting expensive. And it's so much time.
It's a lot of time.
So then I went to more volume so that I could stretch it out for 3 weeks. But I remember like days 1 through 3, it was like scary because it was just so much lashes.
Yeah.
Especially when I don't have any other makeup on. But I look back at photos. I think you get eyelash blindness a little bit. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like you don't realize.
I have lip liner blindness right now.
Yeah, like you don't realize. No, I mean I think they look good, but I see what you're saying of like how that could anymore would maybe get you there. But when you step back and you like look at photos, I was like, oh yeah, some of that got a little aggressive. But now I need to do something because in photos now they're just completely disappearing.
Yeah. But you're good at lashes. Just popping them on, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't take the time to do it as much. If I have an event, I will. But I did just get, before we went to Florida a few weeks ago, I got a lash lift and perm or perm and,
do those
and
hurt?
dye or whatever. No.
I would totally do a lash lift. But I fear that my eyes and my lashes would be so tender.
Yeah, no. The only thing that bothered me is like when they tape down your lower lashes, it always pokes and itches. Like if I just wanted to keep scratching it, but other than that, no, it's fine. I have my eyelashes go straight down, so at least it like has lifted it because even like a curling, wand or whatever would only last for a little bit. Yeah, yours are going
somewhat up there.
Okay, but also when you mentioned that you have these clients that you see weekly or biweekly, who are they? What do they do? Who's their daddy and what do they do?
We have quite an array of clients, and some of them are their own successful individuals.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's these female powerhouses that are more common now than ever.
I love.
That are also so much more confident and no longer fearing that because you are successful in a boardroom, you can't show up in full glam, hair, and garb. That's slowly being wiped off, and I'm thrilled for women in general in that field that can now feel truly who they are versus having to hide behind a pantsuit.
Yes, like feeling like you have to dress like the man to look like the man in the room, and now they're leaning into their feminine side.
Absolutely.
And I am all for that as well.
Same.
So they'll have like a big meeting or something, or
they're just hosting an event, going to an event. I don't know if I should say this, but one of our favorite people is Bridget Mary, and she's a downtown socialite, icon, diva, and we love her. I love her the most. I went out to Teddy Swims with her because, of course, why wouldn't she have a box at the Armory?
Yeah.
And it'd been a long time since I've enjoyed bottle service per se.
Yeah.
And I took it and I ran with it so much that I lost every personal item in my purse. But I ended up with the purse and me home safe and sound.
Oh my God. I can see that. It just all fell out at some point.
Well, it all fell out or it ended up in someone else's purse, but it wasn't in mine.
Give it away. Oh my gosh.
La Mer here.
See, that's the thing. You do build such strong relationships with your clients and they become friends.
Oh, absolutely. I love that. Sometimes you have to tread a careful water, but those are palpable too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that. Well, makeup is so intimate.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're in your bathroom.
Yeah.
At your home for hours.
Right.
So no, it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling that they want to be around you, and not just for your work or your art or craft. They like you for your being and your person, and I think that's the most gratifying in my line of work. Mm-hmm. Same with yours, I bet.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there are a lot of times when I'm in someone's closet and they're like, my friends have never even been in my closet.
Yeah. That's so true.
And it's very, we have there's a lot of motion behind our clothing and how we view ourselves, and the same with makeup, scarring, or just like when they see themselves for the first time looking that gorgeous, like that can evoke a lot of emotions. So it is very intimate, and I always say I'm like a therapist. I'm not licensed, but
true.
I can listen.
Same.
And give some good advice occasionally,
right. Or ill advice, but it's right for that moment.
You also used to do a lot of celebrities when you were in California, right?
I do. I still do. I'm not, I've always said this, and I say this to the celebrity clients. I'm not a good celebrity person because I'm not a yes man.
Yeah.
Like, I can't lie to you. Yeah. It's just not within my being to just, look the other way and pretend it's not your reality. So, but I do have still some really, really good people that I work with that I love. And they are, at times, the most challenging because of the privacy, but also the most, how can I put this? I don't know, rewarding too, because you break down those walls for them. And it applies to not just other people who are yielding a service, but people all around them now, right? You now it help them see humans.
Yeah. Rather
than I can't and I'm hiding. It's no, you can, and you can treat everyone else the same. And in turn, what happens is they look at you also the same.
Yeah. You probably can't. Can you say names or no? Well, we'll just, whether you know them or not, you told me we did a photo shoot together. I found that photo the other day.
Which one?
The one that we did with our hairstylist friend, old friend.
Oh, right. Yeah.
We did this collab photo shoot.
Yeah. This was also in the beginning of the Instagram movement of collabs.
Yes.
Styled shoots.
Yes.
Oh my God, that was fun.
So we got together with a group of creatives and we did this photo shoot on the rooftop. And our photographer was definitely on drugs that day, remember?
I think we've come to learn and find out that he was on meth.
Yes.
And it was palpable.
Yes.
In fact, I think he left.
Yes, for a period of time and then came back. Anyway, I didn't bring the right clothing for it, which the instruction was to bring something black. We were all supposed to wear black. Right. So I brought a black sweater. And I am the mom of the group, and I'm with these two younger, beautiful, thin women. And they had black tank tops. And so Abby wanted me to also have a black tank top. So some random girl that was there, I think she like lived in the building and had come up to the rooftop. And I took her tank top that she had on, and it was like spaghetti strap, like just your basic cami. I looked horrible in these photos. But you were trying to tell me how to I'm like, I'm not a model. And you were trying to tell me to do this face, and you said Keira Knightley does it.
Keira Knightley, yes.
Where she like blows. Yeah, like the way that you want to get that like kind of kiss face,
and not
sexy,
forced,
seductive.
You know? Yeah. Did it look forced?
Oh my God, my photos. I will show you before you leave. I actually think I saved it in my favorites folder so that I could show you because we've talked about it.
It's today, Friday. We got flashback.
I'll put it on my Instagram. I'm unrecognizable. It looks so silly. Aww. I could have used you to be there to be like, abort. I have a great smile. Whenever I try to do like a serious smile or something else, it just it's off brand.
Hey, at least we try anything once.
Oh, we had fun that day though. You and I did.
We definitely had a blast.
And then we ended up, you and I, just going up to the rooftop and taking photos on our iPhone with what I actually wore to the shoot, which was much better than what I was.
I think those were the images we used.
Yes.
I always
we're
say
like,
this
we'll just
to
take care of
every
this
single
ourselves.
Client. Nobody takes better photos of you than you.
Yes.
No one does. You know your angles.
Yeah.
You know your way. You know what side you enjoy most. So, yeah, those were probably the best photos of the entire shoot.
Madeline and I just talked about this because Erin Andrews was ripping women she has the Calm Down podcast, and she was ripping women for taking bathroom selfies.
Yeah.
And so Madeline and I had a dialogue about it. I really popped off. because I do the bathroom selfies. Yeah. But the thing is like if I want to catalog my outfit when I'm out, I don't normally trust other people because I suddenly get uncomfortable if I hand you my phone and like snap a photo of me. I just suddenly feel like all eyes are on me. I don't know what to do, how to pose.
I'm exactly the
Where
same
if I can just see myself in the mirror, I know my angles, I know what I love, and so that's just what I default to. And sometimes the bathroom is the only place that has a full-length mirror, when you're out. So I was
also, you always pick good bathrooms.
Yes, if it's like
right. It's not a dingy bathroom.
Although sometimes when you're on the road, like
I've
done a rest stop photo sometimes just for the hell of it, just for shits and giggles. But yes, I agree. And so I often, when I'm working with clients, I will teach them how to take a mirror selfie because I'm like, you need to start to catalog your outfits of what you feel good in. Take note. I felt good in this today. And then start to break down, what is it of that outfit that made you feel good? Was it the color? Was it the fit? Was it just your vibe that day? But, you need to take photos. And lots of times they're like, I don't know how. So I stand behind them and, move them and, help them. I think that's something that every woman should take time to do is, A, if you don't own a full-length mirror, go get you one. And then, B, just, spend time playing to, figure out what your angles are.
Yeah. Lose that shame.
Mm-hmm.
We all have that. We all have that shame of, am I being too much of a narcissist?
Yeah.
And I know we all deserve a little pat on the back from ourselves sometimes, because if no one's giving you one, you better sign yourself up.
Yes, I agree. We can't always look for external validation. And it's funny because often when I'm cleaning out a closet, there'll be a shirt or something. They'll go, well, every time I wear this, I get compliments on it. And I go, we cannot keep things based on how many compliments we get, because sometimes you might walk in and they have on an ill-fitting pair of pants and your eyes go right to the pants and they catch you and you go, oh, I love your pants. You say it without even thinking.
So mean
girl. But you know what I mean? Sometimes I think you just say it without thinking because you were like, I was caught looking.
Yeah.
Or maybe they just think oh, it's a great color on you, but they don't realize that the shirt itself is very dated. So I'll go, okay, if it's the color, let's get you something that's more relevant. But that's why I also say not everything that is in stores right now is in style either.
True.
You have great style. Have you always had good style?
I would say so.
What's little Sal like? Were you very fancy when you were young?
Yeah. So you're looking at me just half the weight.
Hair, makeup, everything?
Oh, well, makeup has evolved to way better sense. I mentioned earlier, in my youth, I would wear an entire Estee Lauder Lucidity Compact a week. The gals at the Lauder counter loved me. They would see me coming and say, at this point, just buy 3 or 4.
You need some backstock at home.
Yeah. That's what I would spend all my allowance on.
Did you have like a fashionable influence in your life?
Yeah, I think I was surrounded by super fashionable women. My mom wore heels every single day of her life. You know, flats, she didn't know them. So I think that's where my enamorment with beauty in general came from. I would steal her liquid foundation and put it on. And she knew. I mean, it's not just for free. You know, someone's using it. It certainly isn't anyone else in the house. I was always surrounded by quite fashionable women that were super secure and confident. And it rubbed off on me.
At what age did you feel like you started to really find your style, find the confidence to start wearing the makeup? Like, were you in high school wearing makeup?
Yeah, I was in high school wearing makeup. I'd like to say that I was in middle school when I started wearing makeup. I was, the typical gay kid, so I was in choir. When did you come out?
Do you remember how old you were?
Oh, I was in my early teens.
But you knew before then.
I knew. Oh, yeah, and my mom knew.
Yeah.
The whole time.
Yeah.
I always say I think she secretly prayed to anything holy that she knew that her son would be gay, and it panned out in a good favor. I came out pretty early. There was no stigma, but also, I think
in Northern California, was it?
It was much easier.
Yeah,
it was much easier. I mean, gay is not novelty. Gay is not new. It's one of the pinnacles, in fact, of gay culture in general. So it wasn't new. However, I am brown. I was raised Catholic. So in that I needed to take down whatever stigma and barriers my parents might have had, right? It was up to me to say, like, I'm still your kid. It's still the same person. I will always be your kid. This is just a facet of my life. It isn't all that I am, but it's something that, I'm a gay human that happens to be your kid, and you'll treat me the same.
And did they?
Yeah. Still. Like, I couldn't be more proud of the way they are proud of me.
Yeah.
Which is so sweet.
So sweet. And I feel like with everything that's happening right now.
Alarming.
It's so heartbreaking. I finally actually broke down and sobbed the other night when it was the night before that they were closing cutting off the suicide hotline for the LGBTQ plus youth community, and that just gutted me.
Yeah. And I can see, it's terrible. It's horrible. Especially, I have clients that are parents to youth in a process that, we may think of, or, the other side thinks of transgender mice, but there's actual people going through this and parents dealing with it in the best way they can. Nothing comes with a handbook. And the wild part is that we would ostracize parents for just trying to be parents.
Right.
For just trying to do good by their children.
Yeah.
That's insanity.
It is. It really is. I mean, in my home, we are love and light. Everybody is accepted. I try so hard to just really instill in my kids, you can be whoever you want to be, and this is the safest place for you to do that. I mean, when Carter was little, he would wear the pants on his head.
I love the pants on the head.
I kind of miss it.
I miss the pajama pants on the head.
I do too.
It was such a moment.
It was.
The hair flips were unmatched.
And then we would braid it. We'd do pigtails.
Yeah.
We'd do a top. But I mean, we did all
I remember
the things.
talking to you about it, and maybe even tearing up at some place in that time, because I said it's so fabulous to see that you don't judge, you encourage. You don't scold, you champion. If this is what makes you feel good at home, we can do this at home. I think you said that the first time he went to school wearing the pants on his head, that he came home and he was like, what's going on? People were unkind to me, or maybe, am I making this up?
No, very close. So he, when he started wearing the pants on his head, it's because he wanted hair. So I remember
Right.
the first time was he loved Frozen, and my nieces put him in an Elsa dress, and then they tied a scarf around his head and braided it to make it this long braid, and he just like came alive, was like, I am now her. I am this character. He is a main character energy. He wants to be on Broadway.
He is on his way, honey. Well
yes,
on his way.
he is a performer. So if he's going to perform something, he is that person, and he embodies the whole character. And so he loved it. Well, I got so tired of tying these scarves on his head every time because they would slip off and then he'd come back. And then he just picked up pants one day and put them on his head. I thought, well, this is the easiest solution ever. Here we go. But I truly believe that when he looked in the mirror, he didn't see pants, he saw hair.
Right.
You know, like it was his hair.
Yeah.
And so we would first go, like when we would start to leave the house, we go, okay, Carter, we're leaving, like take your hair off. And he would, and we'd go out. And then I don't remember if there was he never said anything about it, but all of a sudden one day I thought, what am I doing? Why am I telling him that it is not okay to go out into the world
and be himself?
Yeah. Because without intentionally doing it, I'm putting shame on that. Mm-hmm. And so I told my husband, I said, we need to just allow him whenever he wants to wear the hair, to wear that. Because even my mom at times would say, okay, Carter, we're going to take a family photo. Can you just take your hair off for one photo? And I was like, no, we're not doing that. Carter wants to wear the photo. And I said, someday we're going to look back and we're going to miss this phase. And here we are.
And here we are missing it.
But it's who he was at the time. And so I said, we just have to get past our own discomfort because people do stare.
And your own fears.
And our own fears of him being bullied. I mean, I remember one year he wanted to be Belle for Halloween. And my mom was like, oh, well, what if someone, what if he gets bullied? Like, I go, he's 3. If someone is bullying a 3-year-old, I will talk to the child's mother. Like, they have the problem. It's my child is not the problem. They are the problem.
Totally.
And I was bullied in high school. And I was a popular girl at the time, and until I wasn't. And so no one is safe from bullying. And the earlier that you can build
that.
Children
are cruel.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
And so I was like, we'll be fine. And we also live in a very supportive, amazing neighborhood who's known Carter since he was born. So, like...
That's helpful.
Yeah, like, all the kids know, like, that Carter liked hair. No one made a big deal about it. But for kindergarten, he was starting to go into kindergarten. And we're like, what are we going to do here? And we both said Chris and I both agreed that, like, we just need him to make the decision for himself. And so we go to orientation. And that's where you meet the teacher and you find your locker and meet the kids in your class. And I said, do you, you're going to meet everyone. Do you want to wear your hair to this or not? And he said, I did. And I remember they had pizzas all over him. They were pajama pants with pizzas all over them. Pizza slices. And then, what I didn't know is that's when they take your photo that is on your locker for their year. So Carter's locker had the photo of him with the pizza pants on his hair.
Dead.
But then when it came to the first day of school, he decided he didn't want to. And he never did at school. And, that was his choice.
Floored?
I was a little surprised, actually. Yeah. Like, I thought, like, well, if we're wearing orientation, they've already seen you.
Right.
But he didn't. And he used to love to wear leggings. When we would go shopping, we would shop both the boys and the girls section at Target and let him pick out whatever he wanted. And he would shop from both. But he used to like to wear leggings. And he told me when he was a little older, he goes, Mom, I remember one day seeing a girl in my class in the same leggings. And I was like, I can't wear these anymore. Because then he identified that, like, oh, girls wear these,
Right.
Right. And that's hard as a parent as he gets older to start to see where he is picking up on some of these gender norms. He's only 10. He doesn't know his sexuality yet. He has not made any reference or suggestion. So we just are here for his journey, and his story will unfold as it should, and we're here to support him.
Yes.
But what bothers me is a lot of people already are labeling him, and some with good intention. I had someone, say like, oh, and you have, your gay son, and I'm like, let's not label him yet. Like he, like I don't want to put him in a box. Like you said, it doesn't define who he is. And again, like,
and why does he have to?
Right. And who knows? Like, I think Carter will...
He's a 10-year-old boy.
He's a 10-year-old boy. And I think Carter will try all the things. And, he'll figure out his own way. But do I worry? Sometimes, yes. But also, he is an incredibly sweet, loving, special human. And I think that people will see that in him, regardless of...
I mean, you could see it through your Instagram posts with him.
Yeah. He's such
Good job on the parent.
Thank you.
You did it.
I try.
I do.
And, it's funny because, like, growing up in my small town, there was nobody out that was openly gay. I remember our choir director, whatever, at our church, I was always like, I feel like I have a good gaydar. I was always like, he's gay. And he was married with children that were my age. because he used to build these like little lampshades, like they're like, it's like a street, and then like you poke out the holes of like the house. When you turn on, it looks like the lights of the house are on, you know?
Cute.
Like, it was very artistic. Yeah, it was very artistic.
Love.
Probably still find them
Where's he now?
at the Shipshawana flea market. But I was like, I'm just, you know, there's just things. And it did end up coming out years later that he was having an affair with a man in Chicago and ended up leaving his family. And it's sad. What made me sad about the story is that he probably spent his whole life trying to suppress that part of him.
And also spent his whole life convincing someone else that he wasn't.
Right. Yes. Yeah, there was a lot of people that were hurt in that story. But I just think that the world is so much better when everybody can authentically show up as their best selves.
Couldn't agree more.
And who they are. So I'm glad that you had an easy experience at home, at least.
I did. Oh, totally. And then you hear these horror stories of people getting kicked out and blah, 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 and devastating. So I'll always say I was so blessed to also grow up in a diverse, well-diverse, culturally rich environment that I wasn't the anomaly, or I wasn't the one person to pick on. You know, we used to have counselors at our high school for anyone, truly, but truly it was aimed at the LGBTQ plus students.
I love that.
Yeah.
I feel like now more than ever, just like those resources are so needed, and I know they're being cut, and that just is like what?
That, along with everything else.
I know. It's really
everything else. Lyle came home not that long ago, and he was super sad.
Is that his name?
Lyle.
Oh, I love that.
Of course, you know I have an illness, so I can't call him anything but Lyle Menendez. And he has a cat named Yitty, and the Menendez mom was Kitty.
Oh,
so it's
stop.
Lyle and Yitty Menendez.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, in the beginning, no one, much like you, Flor, that I already had a man. But everyone would be like, oh my God, Lyle Menendez, and he's Latino. And I was like, well, he's a tall Norwegian dude. The furthest.
How did you meet him? Where'd you meet him?
The horny apps.
Oh.
Yeah. Were you ready for that answer?
Well, it took me a minute to be like, is that the name of the app or? Oh,
no, it's the horny apps. Yeah. We went on Grindr, and it started as, you know, somewhat of a fling.
Yeah. We
went out. This is terrible and embarrassing and humiliating, but we went out maybe after a month of knowing each other biblically. And we went to my local watering hole, which I love. I'm there way too often. And I'm sitting at the bar with him, passionately sucking face like a teen, like a deranged teen. And the bartender, later on, I bump into at Lund's of all places, and she goes, Sal, who was that? I was mortified. I was like, earth, swallow me whole. I have to explain to this sweet gal that saw me sucking face all night. Oh, that's my new beau. And we're still here.
Yeah.
We're still here. We're going into 8 months. The debate is, do we move in because his lease is expiring?
Oh.
They won't do month to month. And I like where I live. I have the space. I have the room. Mm-hmm. So that's our conundrum right
now. Have you lived with I
have.
A significant other before?
I was practically married for almost a decade.
Oh, really?
Yep. So I've done that. I also don't want to, in a way, play house. Mm-hmm. But it feels, I mean, this is the longest I've dated someone in over a decade.
Right.
So, yeah, no, it feels real. I think we're both, he's very mature. Mm-hmm. Very, very mature. Super smart. And I like that he's just so opposite of me in every possible way.
Yeah.
But yet we love each other for each other's differences.
Yeah, but that's Chris and I. I mean, you know me well enough, and you know Chris well enough.
Yeah.
He is the same. And so many of my friends always say, they're like, you could not have picked a better partner for you, like, truly. And I'm like, agreed.
Did you get married before you moved in with Chris?
Yes.
Okay.
I was old school in that way of like, and I also grew up in a small town in a Christian home, and I just was like, I mean, I remember my mom saying to me one time, does he know you're not a virgin? Because they caught me having sex in high school.
No,
oh, Lord. Do you want to hear that story?
Please.
Okay.
Humiliating. Were you just like, ah?
Yeah, so it was a snow day. We lived in a Rambler house. So, like, my room was at the very end of the hallway from where you come in from the garage. And it was snowing, so school was canceled, but both of my parents were gone. And so my boyfriend came over, and I remember we had the blinds open in my bedroom so that, like, we could see if, like, someone was coming home. Well, the snowplow came through, so we couldn't hear him my dad pull into the driveway until we heard the door open into the home. And Brett, like, jumped up. He was pulling up his pants as my dad was walking in. I had time to throw a t-shirt on and, like, throw the blanket over my lap. And he's like, what's going on in here? You know, because they preached abstinence. That's all. That was, there was no sex talk.
Honey, it was the just DARE era.
Yes. Yes. They still have DARE, by the way.
Oh, do they?
Oh, yeah. My kids are DARE graduates.
Oh, cute.
It's cute until, like, they start to be, Mom, you've had 2 drinks. I'm like, honey. And an edible, but I'm fine. Mom's fine.
Mom's here.
So anyway, he's like, are you guys having sex? And I was like, no. And he's like, then show me. And that you have pants on. And I couldn't take off the cover. And so he, like, looked at my boyfriend and was like, go home now. So he calls my mom, tells her she needs to come home. She comes home. I'm sobbing. And they're sitting there and they're, like, asking me, and I'm still in denial. And my dad finally is like, I can't take this. I'm going to work. So he gets in the car and leaves. My mom looks at me and she goes, I am your mother. I know you were lying to me. I know you have had sex. Well, I thought this was now a safe space. Like, okay, fine. I'll tell you now that Mom. So I tell my mom, you're right. She gets up. She goes and she calls my dad. She goes, she admitted it. And I was like, oh, no. So then I call my boy. And this is when you have landlines. I didn't have a cell phone.
Yeah.
So I have to get on the landline. And, like, in the closet, I'm like, you got to tell your parents because my parents are going to tell your parents. So, like, you might want to get ahead of this. So he has to tell his parents. This is the worst part. We have to have a family meeting with his parents, him, me, and my parents. We sat around my dining. I can picture this. We sat around my dining room table. Everybody had to write a letter about how they felt about this situation, and then we went around in a circle and we read it out loud.
Wow, quite progressive.
So of course mine is like, I'm so sorry. Whatever.
P.S. It didn't even feel good. I hated it.
Yes, are they all this small?
If this is the standard, I'm lesbian.
So I'm like, I am so upset. I'm crying. Well, he was not sorry. So he starts reading his, I'm not sorry. I mean, this was the guy that I thought I was going to marry, and I was going to live down the road, and we were going to grow up in this town together.
Okay, oh my God, bold.
Again, small town. We started dating in 7th grade all the way through high school. And so anyway, he is not, and I am mortified. I'm like, please just like, don't argue with them. Oh my God, like we just got to get this over with. Anyway, then it became after that, like, okay, we had rules, like we couldn't be alone together. We couldn't drive anywhere together. And we also had to have like Bible study with our parents for like a few weeks after that. I mean, it didn't stop me. So anyway, when I was getting married, back to my story about Chris, when I was getting married, my mom's like, does he know you're not a virgin? I was like, Mom, nobody's a virgin anymore.
Sorry to burst your bubble.
And then we just moved on from it.
Okay, love.
Yeah,
my struggle is, do we move in? Do we not move in? I don't know. It feels right. The pros outweigh the cons.
Yeah.
Vastly. We get to spend a lot more quality time together versus the going back and forth.
And you've been wanting a companion for a while.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I've had many conversations.
Yeah, totally.
With people about
I've
that.
never been willing to settle.
Yeah, which I love.
Never. I used to go on so many dates.
Nobody should settle. I always say that.
And I'd be like, yeah, well, this could work. Mm-hmm. This could work.
Yeah.
And no, why does it need to work? It should just function. It should feel right. It should be a part of, like, I like that he's so amorous. We'll be anywhere. We went up north to meet his small town Minnesota family for the 4th of July. And we're talking planting kisses and paw grabbing, where it made me a little like, easy, sir, we're going to get lynched. But everyone in his family was equally as amorous to their mates and their significants that he was like, why wouldn't I be the same with you? What makes us different?
Yeah.
And it made me feel settled in that way. Mm-hmm. Like breathing a whole new, oh, perfect, thanks.
I love that.
Yeah.
Chris was the first boyfriend I had where I never once questioned, like, do I still want to be with him? Is this the right one? Like, I never once.
Yeah.
And that's when I knew.
I would say the same about Lyle.
It just isn't, it never, I was like, oh, this is it. And he's, are there things that I wish he would meet me in the middle a bit more about? Yes. Like, I need spontaneity. He needs routine. And it's like, and sometimes I can pull that out of him, and sometimes he really reins me back in.
Those are the few times I get to see Papa Seaman, is when you pull that.
When I pulled him out.
Yeah.
But, he's so great in any social situation.
He is.
Like, he's an introvert in that he recharges by being alone.
Yeah.
But he's extroverted in that, like, he can carry a conversation with anyone. He's very inquisitive. And so, like, sometimes we'll leave a party, and he knows more about the people there than I do. And I'm like, wait a second.
I've known them for years.
Yeah, so I'm like, I didn't know that. And he's like, people will get in their financials with him. They're like childhood trauma. Like, they just go deep with him. Because he is such a safe, just really kind, compassionate individual.
Right.
So.
And also asking the right questions that make you feel seen and heard.
Yeah.
He's good at that.
Yeah, he is. I want to just fire at you some, like, pop culture questions because I feel like your answers are going to be hilarious.
Oh, I'm screaming already.
What do we think about the Labubu?
Yuck. Why?
Okay, so when the back charm came on the scene, like, I think Miu Miu was maybe the first designer I saw where they were hanging the back charms.
Yeah.
I was like, it was so silly that I was like, I can get on board with this because it kind of made me
cherries.
Yes, it just like made me smile. Yeah. And I found this Instagram shop bag crap and I ordered some and they all had meaning. Like there was like a Care Bear and I'm like, oh my gosh, my mom had a dresser where she painted little Care Bears on it for me when I was growing up. So like things that like hold memories. But sometimes I'd be out and people go, oh, do you have little kids? I'm like, no, why? And they're like, oh, because of all the toys hanging from your bag, the like McDonald's Happy Meal toys. So I got into the bag charm and I still like them. Yeah. But the Labubus hanging from the back, they are creepy.
It's just gross. I mean, yuck. Why?
It's like the new Beanie Baby. And people, like the way that they like rush to get to first in line to these vending machines.
Yeah, and stand in lines for hours.
And the adults that are really into like
probably the
stuffed
most
animals is a little like, there's some unpacked childhood trauma.
Absolutely. I feel the same way about Disney adults.
Yeah. Yep. Don't love them. Okay, Marc Jacobs fingernails.
Yuck, and maybe a little cultural appropriation. I feel like in her seasoned age, she's grasping at straws in the reference to Mr. Jacobs. I don't know, but maybe he just needs something to do, and that gives him a little pizzazz.
For those who don't know, he has probably 3-inch fingernails.
3 is very, very kind.
They're
acrylic,
probably
like 6.
And
they're huge.
They're rhinestoned out, and they're a big thing. And what's interesting is he doesn't dress very femmy, but he has these nails.
Yep.
And I can't stop watching his videos, though, the way that I'm always curious how he does anything. So I like
well, he
he's
doesn't.
Into the Labubus.
So there's the joy of this.
Like,
he doesn't do anything because he's riddled in assistants. Right? So you are totally okay rocking 6 to 7 inch nails because you don't have to do much for yourself.
Yeah.
No, I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
But I like that he employs this wonderful Latina that does his nails in New York, and she's lovely. So I like that aspect of it. Do I think it's cool? No. I hope it makes him feel half as silly as he looks.
Right. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, do whatever brings you joy and whatever you find feels good and feels right. But I don't see I can't even stand it. No. My nail tech tells me my personality changes when they get even just like a couple centimeters longer than the padding.
In my dating impertinently nonstop, I guess I would always say a subconscious thing for me is I hate men with long nails. Yeah. It grosses me out.
Yes.
So I was on a date with a Mayo Clinic brain surgeon, and he had the longest, gnarliest, yellow, dingy nails. And I'm assuming it's from what he does for a living, right? And I just couldn't stop staring at him. And I was like, everything else is great, but this is gross. Mm-hmm. No, ouch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No. So Lyle will say, oh, I'm going to go trim my nails. I know how you feel about long nails. So at some point in our dating, I shared this because I hate men with long nails.
Yeah.
I always keep mine painfully short.
Yeah. Oh, I will remind Chris many times. I'll be like, babe, you got to, and then he'll just bite it off. I'm like, what?
Whatever works.
There we go. Okay, what's one makeup mistake that you see women walking around with all the time that you just want to walk up to them and fix it?
Oh, I don't know that I'd call it a mistake as much as I would like to tell everyone that it's all about placement rather than color. Right?
Yeah.
We still are doing our makeup the way that we did it when we were in our teens, where our faces were fuller. We still had full fat pads. Father Time hasn't ravaged us then as it does now. So I think going higher in placement makes such a difference in the way that it may make your face look slimmer. If you want it to look a little bit more round, it could also do that. I would say just, if we change our cell phones out every other year, why are we not keeping up our beauty routines?
Well, and all these young girls are really getting into it at a very young age, too. The skincare and the Sephora trips. But they have YouTube to guide them.
Totally.
I had nobody. Like, my mom doesn't. I actually help my mom with her makeup now as best as I can half the time. Like, she just wasn't.
I love that.
She just wore it the same way.
Totally.
I will say my answer to that question, not that you asked, but I think I see too many women, particularly older women, wearing too much eyeliner. Like, the lining the top and the bottom, I think it makes their eyes look really small, and it makes them look a little...
It might have looked good 20 years ago, and it doesn't mean that it looks good.
Yes, it's like
now.
they've just always done it that way. And I just want to at least take the bottom off. Like, I just want to...
Yeah.
And I like to have a smudge of eyeliner underneath.
Totally.
To just finish it off, but I don't... Unless it's like a look. If it's like a full smoky eye for Oval Room, Dasha did my makeup and she gave me a really dark smoky eye, and I had not seen myself like that in a long time. But I was like, what? It's great. A lot of people came because it was so different for me, and I'm just like, it's something I wouldn't have done myself. Speaking of that, for the Oval Room, so I had reached out to you and asked about doing makeup, and you were like, here's my rate. And I was like, unfortunately, we just couldn't meet it. We didn't have enough sponsors to cover it. And then you were like, in your funny way, it was like, honey, I'm out. And I love that. And I respect that so much about you. Even though we are friends, you still have boundaries of like, this is my value. This is how much I know I am worth.
Totally.
And there's never a love lost between us when it's something, because you've done stuff with us before. Absolutely. And it has been under budget from what you normally charge.
And
but
if
you're
time
like,
permits, and we have that open calendar, I am so happy to do it. I always will see that as I applaud what you do. I know you respect what I do. So I if I can, I will, and I'll make the time. But sometimes you just got to go where the money is, and it's that simple.
Yes.
I feel like I've been doing this so long that I am allowed to know what my worth is.
Yeah. But I always just really respect that about you.
Yeah, I respect that you always reach out to me, even though 50% of the time I'll say, no thanks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we love each other in that way.
We do, for sure. Okay, last question. And this is the one I ask everyone. So what is one common thread that you believe connects us all as humans?
Oh, you did send me that yesterday, and I paid zero mind to it. One common thread.
Yeah, that connects us all as humans.
I always say the idea that we all can heal. Like, we all have that ability, whether it's physical, whether it's emotional. We all have that ability to triumph over whatever obstacle may jump your way. I think that's a common thread in humanity that also kind of humbles us. If you use it as a learning experience, it's unbeatable. The ability to overcome anything that might seem painful or challenging.
It's a really beautiful answer. I love that one.
You think? Thanks.
I do think so. Yes, I love that one. Okay, well, for more of Sal's antics, you can follow him on Instagram at Winnie Houston, and you can also book him for any event or just if you need a refresh and a lesson.
Absolutely.
He's very good at education,
We're doing lessons, tons of lessons this season.
Lots of lessons.
Yeah.
So, well, thanks for tuning in again for another episode. Come back next Thursday.